Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live stream watch along of the Malaysian Grand Prix in the MotoGP season. This is the penultimate race of the season. So we are pretty much close to the end of the season, but today is a big one in the Sepang International Circuit. As of course, if Francesco Baganaia gets a few more points more than Fabio Quartararo, he will be the new world champion. And what really surprised me is that he could be the first ever world champion from Italy since 2009. So it's been quite a while since we last celebrated a Valentino Rossi world championship. Feels like only yesterday we would celebrate the dominance of Valentino Rossi, but as we speak, they've just started their warm-up lap. And of course, we can just quickly go through the starting lineups in just a moment. Let me just get it up. But anyway, get in touch on the live chat page or do vote on the poll of who you think will win the World Championship, Bagnaia or Quartararo. And as you'd expect, Bagnaia is leading by quite a margin, 78%, while Quartararo is on 22%. Some of you still believe that he can turn this around. Bagnaia, of course, you could probably say in a much faster bike and in better form than Quartararo over this, at least the second half of this season, since we returned from the summer break. But it could all end today with one race to go, but Quartararo will be doing his best to fight. So if he loses less than 11 points to Bagnaia, he'll take the title, Francesco. And at the moment, the weather, the air tracker, the air out there is 87 degrees Fahrenheit. The track is around 38, according to the race graphics. So Alex Espargaro takes the title to Valencia if he scores 3 points more than Bagnaia and loses less than 12 points to Quartararo. But I think deep down, Alex Espargaro probably knows that he is pretty much an outsider in this title race now with only 2 races left. MotoGP are currently using the hashtag #MatchPointPeco. I mean, they're pretty much right. He could win it today. So, anyway, thanks for joining. Do get in touch. Put your messages in. We got Aya Pratama saying World Championship MotoGP 1, Francesco Bagnaia, 2, Fabio Quartararo, 3, Alex Espargaro, 4, Enea Bastianini, and 5, Jack Miller. And apologies if it looks a little bit dark in my room. I do have the lights on, but it is very dark outside. It's 8 a.m. in the UK, so it's an early start for me. But it's dark clouds, absolutely chucking it down here in the UK. Normally you'd get that in a Malaysia race, but it looks a bit cloudy out there. But no, it's I wonder if we'll get any rain over the next 40 minutes or so in this race. But here we go, then it's a 20-lap race. They're lined up and ready to go. So this is it. Could this be the day Francesco Bagnaia becomes the world champion? We'll see in the next 20 laps. So here we go. It's go, go, go. And already a fantastic start from, I think that's Zarco who's leading the front right now. And, of course, we've got Marc Marquez up there as well, who's currently going to come out of this corner into 4th as he's on the inside. But no, this is already, of course, none of the big title challenges are at near the front because of the fact that they had pretty poor qualifying. And they get their legs out, their right legs out as they make the turn on turn 2. So yeah, Augie Martin looks as though he's at the front. Yep, Bagnaia 2nd, Bastianini 3rd. Actually, Bagnaia was 9th, wasn't he, when he started the race? Wow. So already, I know it's only early days, but He's already 23 points ahead of Quartararo if they end like this. Where's Quartararo? So Quartararo's doing all right. He's 5th as well. So he's in the top 5 at least. Marc Marquez 4th. Of course, let's not forget he got 2nd last weekend. Marc Marquez, fantastic race for him in Australia. We didn't do a live stream for that because I was not getting up at 4 a.m. At least the last race of the season's in Europe, so I can watch it at a reasonable time. But here they come to the... Bloody hell, they're already on the final corner. Final corner of the opening lap. So, Jorge Martin leads. Bagnaia 2nd. Bastianini 3rd. Marc Marquez 4th. Fabio Quartararo, our current world champion, might lose his status today. 5th. Juan Muir 6th. Morbidelli 7th. There is caution next to Morbidelli's name on the leaderboard. I'm just watching the race start again. They're just showing that as a replay, but it was a very nice, clean first lap from all the riders. It looks like. Looking at the onboard of Bagnaia, he absolutely went straight in there on the inside on turn 1. He did absolutely brilliantly there, and I've noticed on the back of Jorge Martin's motorbike, it's got an F1 logo sticker. I'm surprised MotoGP haven't fined him for that. Stop promoting other race series, you bastard. Of course, F1's done for the season in terms of the Drivers' Championship. But let us know, folks, on the live chat page where you're watching this race from today. We'd love to hear from you, and I'll read out some of your messages. Of course, if you've just joined us, this is the penultimate race of the season, where world champion could be celebrating today. So Bagnaia, yeah, he went up 7 places on that opening lap, and that's why he's 2nd now. Same as Quartararo, he matched him by going up 7 places, and now he's 5th as he started the race in 12th. I think, is that Alex Marquez who's got a caution as well? Who's in 18th? I think so. Bagnaia, P2 rider ahead, 89 gap, 0.6 rider behind 23, which is Bastianini at 0.1. That's a communication on his dashboard. Actually, I want to ask you lot this, because you lot might know. I don't think they have team radios in MotoGP, do they? I mean, we don't hear it, so I'd imagine there isn't. But I'm not sure. You lot would probably know, but I've never heard it. We obviously have that in F1, and they pretty much pick out recording straight away. We're already on lap 3. Well, Bagnaia's having to look over his shoulder at the moment. Bastianini's knocking on the door. So the battle for 2nd. Bagnaia might not win the championship today if it stays like this, I don't think. Remember, it's 25 points if you win the race, so the most points you can get in that last race is 25 points. I think really for Quartararo, he'll be doing his best on that Yamaha. Oh, Luca Morani has retired from the race, but we haven't seen how that's happened. Right now, they're focusing on the battle between Bagnaia and Bastianini. Bastianini trying to steal 2nd place from the Italian. Quartararo's got the decorated rider, that is Marc Marquez, in front by 0.04 of a second. Here they come down that straight just before the final corner. I think it's I love this circuit. I think Sepang is a fantastic race circuit. Oh, he's gone a little wide there, Jorge Martin. He's still ahead. He's still got a bit of a gap between him and Bagnaia, but Bagnaia now coming down the straight. Just for now, it looks like he will stay ahead of Bastianini going into turn 1. Bastianini and Bagnaia exactly the same with their turns there. So at the moment, if it stayed like this, Bagnaia would not win the World Championship today, but he'd be 23 points ahead of Fabio, so pretty much right near the finish line to win the World Championship come Valencia. So that's in 2 weeks' time. That's November 6th on a Sunday. So we'll be doing a live stream for that, no doubt about it. So Marc Marquez, 200ths of a second ahead of Fabio Quartararo. I mean, let's be honest, deep down, folks, unless you're Bagnaia fans or you're from Italy, you want to see this go into another season. You want to see this go into another season. I've got my cat going nuts on my other cat at the moment in the background. If you probably heard a hiss there. Oh, and it looks as though it's a long lap penalty for someone. I thought for a moment it was Quartararo, but it's the other Yamaha for a moment. I was like, oh no, that's the last thing that he wants. Leonard Duff asking for the leaderboard. It is on there, on the screen. I've tried to look for better leaderboards, but they're just not the best. So 16 laps to go. Still a lot of racing, but Quartararo has overtaken Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez, of course, the racer he is, he won't let that be easy for him. He'll come back for him, I'm sure of that, if he's got the pace. That means now the points has reduced to 21. So he's only 2 places below Bagnaia. Bastianini in between them. Leonard Duff says, cheers. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Yes, if anyone is wondering what the live leaderboard is, it is on the screen. I have tried to look out from better sources, but this is what I've been using throughout the season on our watch-alongs. Exactly over a second, the gap between first and second. But as I say, you want this to go to a final race of the season. That's when it makes it. Oh, and Nagashima has crashed. The number 45 rider. So there's a yellow flag in sector 3. So that must be at least 2 retirements we've had today. And look at that. Going at just over 329 kilometers an hour on that final straight before they finish the lap. I could never do that on a motorbike. I go up to 70 at most on my scooter. That alone is enough. Hang on, folks. I'm having to move my cat out the way. Sorry about that. She's looking at me. She's looking at me thinking, what was that about? What's that for? So still 15 laps to go. It'd be interesting if Quartararo could get past Bastianini, but the gap is over 2.5 seconds. Quite a big ask maybe, but who knows? If Fabio can't get near Bastianini, you'd love him to help him out. If you haven't yet, folks, as well, and you're new to checking out our channel, subscribe. We're hoping to get to 11,000 subscribers. So if you can help us get there, that would be fantastic. We know how much you lot enjoy and tune into our MotoGP watch-alongs. So apologies we haven't done any for a few weeks. But as I say, I was away last weekend, so I couldn't do the Australian Grand Prix. But also, the race was at 4 a.m. my time. There was just no way that was going to happen. Battle for fifth at the moment. Marc Marquez, he's lost a place to Fabio, but now he's having to look out for Johan Muir. So here they come down the straight again. Now lap 7. Lynn Jarvis, the team principal for Yamaha, looking very cool in the garage, wearing his shades. Don't know why. It's not sunny. It's quite cloudy in Malaysia at the moment. Oh, and there's a crash. Augie Martin's gone. Our race leader. And he's in the gravel trap. Oh, dear. He completely went off. Oof. Nasty. He'll feel that. And that means Francesco Baganaia is our new race leader. Bastianini second. And our current world champion, Quartararo, in third. So that's your top 3 for the podium at the moment. Don't think that really changes anything in the championship. I think that would still mean that we'd have to go into the final weekend. But at the moment, Bagnaia would only need 2-3 more points, and then he should be okay, really, to win his ever first world championship. But it was going so well for Augie Martin, but at the end, he is out. And this is the thing with MotoGP. You just don't know for sure. All it takes is a moment with your motorbike. A friend, someone who I met once at a pub when we were talking about motorbikes, he literally said to me, those things are out to kill you. I'll be right back, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I had to, when you just need to blow your nose. So 13 laps to go. Actually, no, I'd say it's 12 laps to go. I've just put a message out on the live chat page asking you lot where you're watching the race from. Or Bagnaia, they're just showing a replay of Bagnaia just having a little moment with his bike, but still on the track. The Ducati lot. I mean, if Bagnaia, I'm sure he's being told by the team, Quartararo's in the podium places. So if you somehow had a DNF in this race, the championship is way back on. Going to Valencia. I didn't realise that. Besekki's 4th. Where's he come from? I think when I last checked on him, he was 7th. But he's ahead of Marc Marquez, and now Miura's overtaken Marc Marquez to go 5th. Alex Rins in 7th. Binder 8th. Oliveira 9th. Jack Miller 10th. Of course, this is Jack Miller's second last race for Ducati. It was his home Grand Prix last weekend. They've got cameras currently on Mr. El Diablo of Fabio Quartararo. He's got Besekki to keep an eye out for him, who's behind in a fellow Yamaha bike. Remember to subscribe and give us a like, folks. It is absolute shit weather today here in the UK. So 10 laps to go. We're at the halfway point. Bagnaia race leader, but as it stands, because Quartararo is in the top 3 right now, it would pretty much mean that this World Championship would go into the final race. But really, with Bagnaia, at least with 1.5 hands, if you could say that, on the World Championship trophy. But yeah, look at that. Bastianini's now over 3 seconds ahead of Quartararo. So it feels as though Quartararo might be pushing it if he can try and get closer to Bagnaia. It just shows the frustration Quartararo's had really with that motorbike. He's made it look faster than it should be, because over the second half of this season, Bagnaia's had a much powerful bike. Quartararo's had it difficult in some of those races. We got Nyquist saying, I'm hoping for Bagnaia to fall. Well, who knows? If he had a moment with his bike today and didn't finish the race, it really is the game is back on. Bastianini, actually, since he's second, he will actually go up to 3rd in the championship and go 1 point ahead of Alex Espargaro on 211, while Espargaro's on 210. If the race finished like this. Yeah, Alex Espargaro is not even in the top 10 right now, so he's not going to get any points. Oh, Bastianini's right behind Bagnaia. Fabio Quartararo and Yamaha will be rooting for him to try and take the lead. As I said, Quartararo is 3.2 seconds behind them. You can see him in the distance. But Bagnaia's let Bastianini through. Will he fight for it? He will do. Well, they were side by side, but Bastianini's still ahead. Nyquist says Bastianini must win. Bior says Bagnaia with thumbs up. Well, it was yellow flagged in sectors 2 and 3. Nothing to do with our top 3, though. Yeah, I do like this Malaysia circuit, though. I was a bit gutted when F1 left it, because F1 keep going towards street circuits that, in my eyes, I don't like. Not really much racing at all. So, Darren Binder has crashed. I love how cool Yin Lovis looks with those sunglasses. I just don't know why he's wearing them though. It's not sunny, it's not bright. Last thing you'd wear is shades in that weather. So at the moment, because Bagnaia has now dropped to second, the gap is 18 points, not 23 anymore. That is between our top 2 in the championship. Just shows what a difference it is between first and second in terms of points. Quartararo now 2.7 seconds on Bagnaia. Is it enough laps to try and close the gap? It's probably just not quick enough. He's having to watch out for Bastianini. Sorry, not Bastianini. Bezzecchi at the moment. He's 0.05 of a second ahead. Yeah, it's at 2.3 seconds now. The gap between Bagnaia and Quartararo. I'll say this now, if it's going to be 18 points of difference going into the final race, then so be it. It looks as though members of the Bagnaia family can't watch at the moment when they show cameras in the garage. I think this circuit made its debut in F1 in '99, so I think it was something like that. So yeah, it's over 20 years old now, this circuit, but it's a hell of a track. Pretty much the same circuit layout in MotoGP than it was in F1. The last F1 race was 2017, I think. Yeah, 5 years ago. So Bagnaia is right behind Bastianini again. They're approaching the final corner of the lap. They're still having words, the team principal and the engineers and all that at Ducati. They're probably just worried that Bagnaia, with all this overtaking approaches with Bastianini, they're probably thinking the last thing they want to see is him and his motorbike go off the track or crash into his opponent. I'll tell you what, it's still anyone's race, this. Six laps still to go. Oh, I've just seen, sorry, Ali, I've probably just answered your question asking how many laps to go. 6. And here we go then, Bagnaia on the inside of Bastianini, approaching the final corner of the lap again. Can he stay ahead? Bagnaia at the end of it. Yes, he can. So the end, lap 15. And it's Bastianini, Bagnaia, who's now back ahead. So that means he's 23 points ahead again in the live championship. Which, as I say, 18 points isn't too bad compared to 23, but yeah, none of his family members could watch on at the moment. Bagnaia, I think they're just worried that he's going to go off the track. While they were overtaken, Quartararo has at least been able to get it down to under 2 seconds, but maybe still just too far away when there's only 5 laps remaining. And he's only got Bezzecchi behind him. He's 400ths of a second. Well, they keep showing the Ducati team principal and the engineers having chats again. Ali asking, what do you think about Fabio's races? Oh, hang on. Just as you asked me that, the leaderboard's disappeared. Hang on. Sorry, there we go. There it is. Sorry about that. I just feel for Fabio because the first half of the season he was starting to get himself going. I mean, at the start of the season we were seeing so many different winners, and you just kind of wondered, was it going to be one of those where it's just going to be really tight come the end of it? And it kind of has been, but pretty much since the summer break, Quartararo has just not been able to win a race, has he? Bagnaia has just got he's been brilliant, but he's also got probably a faster bike as well. And there's been times when Quartararo has done so much that he could do with that bike, he can't do any more. I'm right back, folks. Hang on. I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to blow my nose again. Not that you want to know that, but in case you were wondering. 4 laps to go. Oh, my cat's trying to... Oh, come on. There you go. Cat's sake. Their awareness isn't the best, is it? Yeah, I don't have any cats that are red or blue to represent any of the big MotoGP teams. Well, they've just gone through the straight again, so there's only 3 laps remaining. Bagnaia, if he could get this race win, he knows he's pretty much there come Valencia. I can't see Quartararo advancing higher than 3rd. Michael says, I like Pecco, but got to admit how not enough the Yamaha is. James Wong says, Marc Marquez needs a monster engine next year to win against Ducati. We saw in the final few races last season, though, didn't we, where Ducati dominated the last few races. But Quartararo pretty much did enough to obviously win the championship with how he started off in at least the first half of the season. But it's in a way Ducati have sort of continued their form from last season. But as I say, the start of the season it was a mixed bag. There were so many different race winners. You weren't sure who was gonna be fighting consistently for the championship, and then here we are with Bagnaia and Fabio. Ramiro Tempe says, I don't know why people take away all the credit away from Pecco and give it all to his bike. I know what you mean, but it is sort of his bike. I mean, we're not seeing it at the moment, but Bagnaia makes a lot of mistakes. Two laps to go. He is known for losing his races. Looks as though Alex Espargaro will go back to 3rd in the championship because he is now in the points in 10th, just behind Zarco and ahead of Muir, who's 11th. Well, there's a yellow flag in one of the sectors. I say that, I don't know which one. It's just disappeared again. That was quick. Ali asking me who's the leader of the race. That is Bagnaia. He's having to fend off Bastianini in these last few laps. Oh, and Muir has crashed. Ali says Ducati team orders must come to last lap. So yeah, the 2 Italians fighting at the top at the moment. So we're in our penultimate lap. Bagnaia still just ahead of Bastianini, Fabio Quartararo in 3rd. Bezzecchi 4th, Alex Rins 5th, Marc Marquez 6th, Jack Miller 7th, Brad Binder 8th, Johan Zarco 9th, and Alex Espargaro, who kind of was still in this championship, but he'll be out of the championship if we do go into the final race without a championship winner yet. It looks as though that'll be the case. If Quartararo somehow lost a place or two now, then that's it. He will lose the championship here today. But it looks as though it could be a solid third for him in this race. But you never know with these bikes. I don't think anyone's got fastest lap, you know. I'm not seeing any marker next to anyone in the top 10. Flo Rich asking who won. We're still racing, mate, but Francesco Baganaia is leading going into what is nearly the final lap. I agree with Anu AK here, saying it's so sad. Look at the power of the Ducati while Fabio is trying to use his maximum out of his Yamaha. Yeah, as I say, we shouldn't take it away from Bagnaia. Whatever happens, he is most likely going to win the championship. Not today, but in the next race. While Quartararo and the Yamaha team will be really hoping Bastianini can at least steal the race win from Bagnaia just to reduce the gap to 18 points. But either way, Bagnaia is still gaining on Quartararo, whichever way you look at it. We're into the last lap now. Got a cat here who, her name's Winnie, who very much like her breakfast. Not for me to watch this MotoGP race. Well, Bagnaia looks as though he's going to win another race. This would be his 7th race win of the season. He won't get what he wants today, the World Championship. But he will be 23 points ahead of Fabio Quartararo. We're coming up to the last corner of the last lap. And he's just having to watch over his shoulder for Bastianini, but Bagnaia is going to come down the straight and he's going to win the Malaysian Grand Prix. Fist pumps in the air from his team of Ducati on the pit wall. Bastianini has to settle for second and Quartararo gets third. Claps from Quartararo's team, I guess, but I think they pretty much know now that it's going to take probably more than a miracle for Quartararo to steal the championship now from Bagnaia. A good win for Bagnaia. There's nothing he could have done about Quartararo. He had to just focus on his race. And now he's 23 points ahead. And it's good to see Bagnaia and Quartararo straight away at the end of the race there, just to quickly see Quartararo congratulate him. Not on the race, not on the championship, but the race. But no, it's nice to see. There is definitely some good friendships in MotoGP. I'll say this now for the for the Ducati team, they can at least start printing out those T-shirts for the next race. I mean, the only way I could see it now happening for Quartararo is Bagnaia to get a DNF or not getting the points in Valencia, and then Quartararo winning the race. I mean, that'd be one way of doing it. You never know. But as I say, it'll be a big ask against what has been a great second half of the season for Francesco Baganaia, the most in-form rider. Bastianini just couldn't get that race win at the end. He had to settle for second, ahead of Quartararo in third. Jack Miller rides by on the side of Bagnaia to congratulate him, his teammate. And MotoGP already advertising it. The decider, November 6th in Valencia. I mean, you can pump it up as much as you can, but really deep down, it should be a cakewalk for Bagnaia. But the pressure will be on him now. Quartararo knows that it's out of his hands. He's got to do his best to try and win the race in Valencia, but we got a comment here saying Quartararo should be number one. Anu AK says Fabio clapping hands. Floric looks as though he's using the Italy flag emoji with the checkered flag, a trophy and first, 63. Greg Livingston says, hi, hello Greg, hope you're well, mate. But yeah, if you've just joined us, you've just missed the race as Bagnaia wins the Malaysian Grand Prix. Quartararo finished third, so that means the championship will be decided in its final race in 2 weeks' time, November 6th. Remember, if you are leaving us just now, remember to subscribe, give us a like, and we will be doing the final race of the season as our watch along. I think it's at 1 p.m. 2 weeks from now, so do join us for that. So there's an incident currently under investigation from the stewards on turn 14. Looks as though it involves Alex Espargaro. Ooh. Wow. Well, it's not Espargaro's fault. I'm not sure it was a Yamaha, but I can't remember that. It went right into the side, the right-hand side of Espargaro. And when you watch the replay back, he didn't expect it. He looked to his right and he was like, what the hell? So Bastianini and Quartararo have already parked up. Bagnaia is still out on the track. He's coming into the pits now. And he'll certainly enjoy the celebrations here with his team in red. Bagnaia is the first Ducati rider to win 7 races in a season since Casey Stoner in 2007. 15 years ago, wow. Antok Virgo says it shouldn't be match point Pecco, but gets help from team order. Anu Ake says Yamaha and Honda is struggling. I mean, this is it. You know, it'd be interesting to see how it works next season. So, Ducati celebrating, at least saying that they are team world champion. I don't think that was sealed today. I think that was that was a few races ago, wasn't it? Oh no, maybe it is today. They've just confirmed it, I think. I thought they already won it, but I mean, I missed the last race in Australia last weekend. Well, anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up there, folks, for our watch along. So thank you as always for joining us for another MotoGP stream here on Let's Talk Sport. And that was our penultimate race of the season, going for Francesco Baganaia, winning his 7th race of the season, and pretty much has one hand on the World Championship title. He's just gone to Quartararo again. Quartararo wearing his shades. He loves his shades. But it's good to see both riders respecting each other and just, it's good to see no ugliness between the two, which I'm not saying there should be, but you never know when it comes to titles, championships. Quartararo has got a world championship already, let's not forget as well, so it's not like hasn't won one before. But 23 points is the difference between Bagnaia and Quartararo come the final race in 2 weeks' time. So before you go, do subscribe, give us a like, we'd really appreciate it. And we'll be back for the final race in 2 weeks' time to find out who will be our 2022 world champion. For me, it's goodbye, and we'll see you very soon here on Let's Talk Sport. See you later.